Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. What's up?
Yeah, we just wanted to talk to some people about climate change. Thought you'd be pretty good to talk to.
Yeah, climate change is this buzzword in the media nowadays, and it's something that we don't know what to do when we hear about it. I mean, we think of the impending doom in the future about, sea level rise and all these different issues, but the thing with climate change is that a lot of people really don't realize that it has real impacts on people today. Let's have a seat.
Yeah, good idea.
And really, I can tell you about a personal experience that I had.
That'd be so awesome.
In 2016, I had the amazing opportunity to travel to the Canadian Arctic. So I was up there with 200 students and educators from around the world, and it was just an incredible opportunity. So I remember being up in Greenland and Eastern Canada and seeing, the impacts of climate change firsthand. There are moments when I saw glaciers calving in front of my eyes. There are moments when I saw polar bears and seals and vultures, all these different animals on, in just such an interconnected ecosystem, and it was so beautiful to see. There was this one moment at the Ilulissat Ice Fiord in Greenland when all 200 of us, scientists, educators, historians, musicians, students, we sat together and we went silent. So this is a place where you can see icebergs stretched out for kilometers and kilometers. It's absolutely incredible. And when all of us went silent, we could literally hear the icebergs melting. It was millions of drops of the purest water on this planet going into the freshest ocean that you've ever seen. And I heard that with my own ears. It was this inundating feeling of helplessness actually in that moment where I thought, what can I do? And then going into the expedition, I learned more and more about how climate change actually has major implications on mental health for Indigenous peoples in the Arctic. So the Inuit have been living in the Arctic for tens of thousands of years. And as of recently, because of this unprecedented rate of climate change, because it's been happening at such a rapid rate, there's been a major loss of connection with the land. So because Indigenous peoples, and the Inuit for that matter, their identities are so interconnected with the land, the fact that the land has been changing has had major repercussions on mental health. Youth suicide rates are up to 11 times the national average. This was an issue that I learned about firsthand, and I was absolutely shocked to hear about that. But it wasn't really personal at that moment. So what I did was, when I came back from the Arctic, I was really tired. It was one of those expeditions where we were out every day from the morning to night, and I was just really tired, so I slept for what felt like forever. And I remember waking up and texting one of my best friends who lived in Baker Lake in Nunavut. And she told me that when she was gone on what was supposed to be an amazing expedition to change everyone's mindsets, she told me that when she was gone, she came back to a broken community. Because when she was gone, her boyfriend took a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. So this was one of those moments when it really hit me that climate change is real, and it has real impacts on not just the environment, not just animals, but also people and their well-being. It taught me that mental health is such an important issue, and it's actually connected with climate change. So what I decided to do was not only do more research on the subject, where I learned about concepts such as solastalgia and learned helplessness and how all of this is impacted by climate change, but I also decided that if we got youth in Lower Canada or across all of the world connecting with youth living up in the Arctic and learning about the impacts of climate change firsthand, we can really create change. Which is why with my brother and a lot of friends, I started an organization called Break the Divide. The idea was that through conversation and dialogue, we can break divisions in society where our misinterpretations of issues like climate change and mental health, where we can talk to people who are firsthand affected by these issues and learn how can we create change around these matters. So really my call to action to everyone out there is, for a large issue like climate change, it's really hard to get personalized with numbers like 2 degrees or things like that. Instead, what we really need to do is talk about the real implications of climate change on people. We understand people as humans. We want to connect with other people. And with a focus on the humanity that brings us all together, we can absolutely create solutions for climate change and other issues that are involving environmental matters, regardless of what the issue is in the world, really, by focusing on what brings us together, by getting people to engage in dialogue with one another, get their different perspectives together, we can really break the divide in society. To break the divide is more than just to talk to someone else. It's to deconstruct your own preconceived notions of the world and reconstruct your imaginative powers based on personal connection. And that's my challenge to everyone out there. Together, let's create awareness for an issue like climate change.